In this universe of sound, everything is musical and everything is magical. Our mother's lullaby, or the silent drizzle of the rain, or the hustle of the leaves, the pitter-patter of the raindrops, the gush of the waterfall, or the heartbeat, the rhythm that each one of us, you and we, are born with. Everything is musical and everything is magical.
Welcome to Chai with Manju. Our special guest today is Academy Award nominated Carnatic music vocalist, music composer who is lovingly called the Nightingale of South India. Let us meet Bombay Jayashri Ramnath. Hello and welcome to Boston.
Thank you so much and thank you for inviting me to your wonderful show.
Thank you. So for somebody who is born in Kolkata, grew up in Mumbai, went to college in Delhi and then learned music in Chennai and has performed all over the world, you're truly a global ambassador for music. Now, what does that feel like?
I feel very blessed that I had this range of cities to fill my ears with the music from every region, which is what I'm made of. It's a lovely feeling.
And you said once that people see India through you, right? When you perform,
true.
Right?
Yeah, that's because every concert and every occasion for them is something that reminds them of their home when I perform overseas, something that takes them back to their roots.
Right, that's so true. Now, let's talk about your early journey. Your dad passed away when you were very young and your mom Sita has been a very strong force in your life.
True.
And you said that her journey became your journey and you're living your mom's dream.
True.
So tell us a little bit about your early years.
So our house was filled with music, house was full of people who had high creative energies. My father, my mother, and everybody almost who came home had to be connected with some form of art, and primarily music. So I remember waking up in the morning to my father's sadhana practice, and through the day people would be singing, and then I remember going back to bed, listening to the music, and before I even realized, there was a lot of music that had seeped into me. It was a beautiful home.
And you said you also woke up to Akashwani, right?
Yeah. All India radio was constantly blaring when others weren't singing. So we started with Akashwani's signature tune, and then we heard Sangeet Sarita, and through the afternoon we heard Fauji Bhai ki Sangeet, right up to Amin Sayani and Binaka Geetmala. So we've grown up with all this.
So many of us can identify with that. It also dates us. Now, tell me one question that I've been wanting to ask you, because your journey with your mom was so significant in childhood. You would go to so many concerts with her, play in a lot of smaller places as well. Now, when you heard you were nominated for Academy Award, what did you feel and how did you tell your mom?
When I heard it first from a friend who had tried to call me several times, and I was doing my riyaz and I didn't see the phone because it was in silent mode, and then finally I saw a glaring message and pick up the phone, it's urgent. And then she said the TV is blaring with this news. And I was in complete disbelief until I really saw the television. And when I called up my mother, she didn't realize the magnitude of what this all was about, and she just thought, oh, you're getting some big award. I said, yeah, it's an award that's based in America. And she said, okay, remember that I will buy you a good sari which you can wear to the ceremony.
Oh, typical mom, right? So the sari that you wore at the awards was bought by your mom?
Absolutely.
Right, right. Now, what did you feel like walking on the red carpet?
It was a beautiful feeling. I was awed by the talent pool that was walking alongside, and I realized that a lot of work by many artists from India has gone before me. It's just me who's representing their work, their talent and their art. But it was a huge blessing to be part of the entire movie making, the sound recording, and then the carpet.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Now, another person who's been a great influence in your life, of course, I know you work with many gurus, but your Guruji Lal Gudi Jayaraman, he has also shaped your journey very prominently. Now, what are some of the most important lessons that you learned from him?
Many things, but to list a few, what immediately had a very deep imprint on me is his joy of learning, his joy of wanting to be a student all his life, and his ceaseless quest for perfection, and his high expectations of students from all of us. And he was very patient with hardworking, sincere students, but he was totally unpardoning of any, even moments of slack work or insincerity, which prompted us to give our 100%, because he wouldn't take anything less than 100%. But he was such an affectionate, accessible, encouraging grandmaster. I feel fortunate that I realized what music was to me and what I could do with music once I came under his
And he enjoyed, I was reading, he enjoyed all kinds of music. He used to watch Michael Jackson and Mehdi Hassan too, right?
Yes. Because for him music was aesthetics that touched his heart, was music supreme. And I would encourage us to borrow from other systems, other genres, and incorporate it into our being, not just our music, but to be able to relate to it at a very deeper level. So when we convey or present what we want to do, there are glimpses of everything that we have been impacted with.
Okay. Now, a journey such as yours, it requires a lot of discipline and perhaps some sacrifices as well. I mean, from a young child, you said you used to get up at 3:45, 4 o'clock, do your riyaz. You said somewhere that you were not allowed to read books or magazines, and the notes were your friends, right? So, do you have any regrets?
I think to be proficient in anything, you have to give it all. And then because you give it all, you don't have time for many things. But as a child or as a growing up adult, you don't realize these things. And but now, when I look back, I wish I had done more of exploring things and done more of giving myself to this, which my mother and my gurus realized that I had to keep away the other attractions and distractions, because it's the only way to do it. And yet after every concert, after every rendition, I feel, oh my God, there's so much left, so much undone. So I'm constantly feeling that it's not good enough, which means I have no regrets. If I have any, it's only that I should have given it more.
Okay, interesting. Now, you have performed all over the world in so many places. Do you have any favorites?
India, of course, and closest to India is a small little country called Sri Lanka, which is my favorite venue, favorite audience, people bubbling with enthusiasm and love for the art. It is my favorite place.
Now I'm going to ask you one question that I ask all the artists that I interview, and I'm always surprised by answers. How do you prepare before a concert?
Any amount of preparation seems not enough, but My guru once told me, just think that you know nothing. Just go there with a clean slate, an empty mind, an empty soul, and the music will take over, depending on how much you have prepared for years. And I find that the most beautiful aspect of preparation, to just empty myself, still my mind, and then something else takes over.
Do you have any rituals that you follow?
No, just be a good girl through the day, better girl on the day of the concert.
No special
Do the right
foods
things.
or anything?
Well, yes, eat less perhaps and restrain from luxurious food.
Do you know what you're gonna perform that night, or you go by the audience?
It's a mix of both. Sometimes through a few nights before the concert, there's something that's going on in my mind, a particular raga, or the way I would look at that raga, or how I should present the composition. But sometimes when I get there, I completely abandon that raga for some reason. I feel, no, maybe I should sing something else. And it's also the energy that I'm inspired with from my co-artists. Sometimes the way they play a raga, or the way they kind of trigger me onto thinking in a way. So it's a combination of pre-planned things as well as something that's totally unplanned.
And when you are on stage, are you aware of the audience or the world around you, or you're lost in your own world?
I think I'm lost. I'm completely lost, and I'm completely lost, and I like it that way.
Okay. Now, let me ask you, how do you relax after a concert? After the concert is all done and you come home, what do you do? How do you relax?
I don't like to think much about the concert immediately, because I'm thinking of how better I could have done. Sometimes it's good, sometimes on a high. But I like to listen to my guru's music.
Okay, after the concert?
Concerts that I have of his.
Wow, that's very interesting. Now, apart from music, what do you do for fun? I know music is fun, but what else do you like to do?
Other than music, for fun I do music, and then for more fun I do more music.
Do you like to write? Because I've seen some of the things that you write are actually quite beautiful.
Once in a way, yeah.
Yeah. You like to travel.
I travel all the time for concerts,
Okay.
and I've learned to like it.
Okay. Okay. So on a fun note, you said your mom bought that sari. I've always seen you in gorgeous saris. Every performance you wear gorgeous saris and equally beautiful jewelry to match.
Thank you.
Do you shop yourself or somebody picks you?
Not anymore. I have friends who understand what I want and just pick it up for me. But we come from a land of very deep aesthetics. South India, Kanjivaram.
Yes, that's what you like to wear
That's
usually,
what I
right?
like, yeah.
Yes, I've seen that. Yeah, you look very pretty on stage. So,
Thank you.
and you very, another thing which I was very impressed is that actually you're quite social media savvy too.
That's managed by a bunch of people.
But once in a
Which I
while I'll
oversee.
see a comment from you on Facebook, right? And you also have teaching classes online. Is that right?
Not online.
No?
Not online.
Okay. Because I saw some digital classes.
That was a course.
Okay, that was a
published.
course. Okay.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
not an ongoing class.
It's not okay. That was a course. So any plans for any academy or course online?
Not as of now.
No. What do you think of institutions like LearnQuest? You know, you're a guest there. What role do they play in preserving our classical music?
I think they play a wonderful role. Not just that they host concerts, but they bring Carnatic and Hindustani musicians under the same platform for the same festival. So they're actually bringing cross-cultural audiences.
Right.
Artists like me get to sing for audiences that may be normally audiences that come from Hindustani. So the energy and the vibration of an audience that results in these kind of initiatives is wonderful.
Okay, that's good. I do want to ask you about something which really impressed me, especially as a physician. You talk a lot about autistic children, and you have a school, Hitam, right? where you, there are a lot of autistic children and you teach them and learn from them in some ways. Tell us a little bit about that.
So it was more than a decade ago that I met this 10-year-old boy who, when I was receiving the usual compliments after a concert, came up to me and said, much to my disdain, that you sang a wrong note. He looked straight into my eye and said that, and I didn't quite know what to tell him or how to react until his mother, and she was very hugely embarrassed, and she came up to me and she said, he has autism, so he says what he thinks and what he feels. I also recalled then that I had met a 4-year-old boy who had been diagnosed with autism, singing phrases of a very difficult ragam which even senior students like me find very difficult to navigate with such ease and effortlessness, which set me thinking about, is there a connection between music and autism? And then I embarked on a journey with my students to sing in many schools, special schools in Chennai and Bangalore, and slowly started discovering that there is a connection between music and autism, and there are some children who are hugely inclined and talented with music. So this resulted in forming of this organization, a trust called Hitam, where we engage regularly with children with autism, and it has been a hugely satisfying and rewarding journey for me as a human being, as an artist.
Now, what do you want to do in future? What are your dreams?
I wish and hope that I can take this music to every nook and corner, every village in the world, and offer this music to people who don't have an access to it and seemingly haven't heard this music before. Even within India, there are so many villages and remote places where they may have never heard a classical concert ever, for whatever reasons. I really hope that by the turn of the century, everybody in the world says, yes, I have listened to one classical concert.
In your family, I know your brothers are into music as well, and you're married, and your son is 19-year-old. Is he into music as well?
Yes,
yeah.
He's a student of music. He loves classical music. Everybody around me, as I said, loves music, and music is the only truth in our family, actually. Yeah.
And you've said music fine-tunes us as human beings, right? Yeah. That's so wonderful. But I can't let you go without singing something for our audience.
Would you like me to sing?
Anything that's your favorite.
Mrigayat Radha Madhavam, Mrigayat Radha Madhavam, Muhuriga Nihamavamedavam, Muhuriga Nihamavamedavam, Mrigayat Radha, Mrigayat Radha Madhavam.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And we're looking forward to your concert now.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.